So NVIDIA's earnings call was just released yesterday. And I'm pretty sure everyone understands that the reason they're so successful is because of their GPUs, right? Their GPUs are great for compute. But why are they actually good? They're made for graphics. They're not made, at least initially, designed for artificial intelligence compute. So how have they been adapted to actually be useful for AI compute? The reality is that NVIDIA's GPUs have been pretty good for AI compute, but there are some tweaks that they've made over time to adapt them even better. So if we take a look at our die layout here, we have what we call an SM, or a streaming multiprocessor. So if we zoom into one of these streaming multiprocessors, what we're going to see here are what we call functional units. So these are our floating point 64 functional units, our floating point 32 functional units, int32 functional units, and then you have a tensor core per warp scheduler inside the streaming multiprocessor. Typically there are 4 of these warp schedulers inside of a streaming multiprocessor. If we then zoom in even further into one of these tensor cores, what we will see is it's a systolic array. We're dealing with a systolic array. Now, what are systolic arrays good at? They're good at data reuse. They're extremely good at keeping data within the functional unit of the systolic array and reusing data without having to broadcast it or move it around. They're perfect for that. And what this is good for is our arithmetic intensity. And what arithmetic intensity is essentially is ops per byte of memory accessed. Now let's zoom in further into our systolic array. In these systolic arrays, we have what are called processing elements. And what it's supposed to do, it's supposed to do an add, a multiply, and then pass the data along. That's really its only purpose. And what we can do with this is get really, really efficient or high arithmetic intensity on our mat-mul operations. And what does AI have a lot of? It has a lot of matrix multiplication. And so that's really kind of the secret sauce to NVIDIA's GPUs and why they're so good at these workloads.